And shortages in the healthcare industry continue to worsen, but one Central Louisiana lawmaker is hoping a grant program can help to fill the gaps. Senator Heather Cloud of Turkey Creek proposed her Expanding Louisiana's Healthcare Workforce Fund before the Senate Committee on Finance today, which would create a grant program for investing in Louisiana healthcare system's workforce. Essentially, a healthcare facility would partner with universities and colleges in their region to increase class sizes, help students take on new opportunities, and provide resources for training.
It's an economic development program that is a job creator. I mean, how many times in this building do we talk about needing industry and needing real jobs and like high demand, high wage jobs? We talk about it all the time. I'm telling you, they're telling you the jobs are there. And there are barriers that are in place in this state across the spectrum that's slowing the progress down.
The goal of the program is to keep medical professionals in the areas they are educated and trained. The bill underwent some big amendments that will reflect a large fiscal note, so it will not be voted on until a later date.